Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about geometrical meaning of angular momentum in rotational mechanics. We write as L vector. Let us consider a particle located at the point P which is rotated between xy plane as shown in the figure. And at time t is equal to t, it is at the point P and its position vector is given by r vector. That is O to P is r vector. When time increases, that is when time increases from t plus delta t, then the particle is rotated to the point Q and covering the distance now from its center is r vector plus delta r vector. Now the distance also increases. The position is now added with the delta r. So what is the smallest displacement between P and Q? That is given by delta r vector. That is when r plus delta r, when these two are subtracted, you will be getting the displacement. So here, when you look at this triangle OPQ, this is the area. The shaded portion is the area covered by this triangle. This is half of this parallelogram. When we look at the diagram here, ORQP is a parallelogram. Half of this parallelogram is nothing but the triangle, and the area of the triangle is shown as a shaded portion, and this can be represented along the z-axis. I mean to say here, the area swept by the particle during its rotation along xy plane can be represented, that is a resultant. The area swept by the particle is represented along the z direction, that is given as delta A vector. You can also see as it is labeled here. Therefore, we have to calculate now as we consider OR is equal to PQ, that is equal to delta R. Now we also write here area of this parallelogram. Where is the parallelogram here? We write OPQR. That can be written here. This is R vector and this is delta R vector. So conveniently we can multiply these two here. We can also write delta R vector. Here it is a position, it is the smallest displacement, that can be written here velocity multiplied by the time taken. This also we know, just we have written here everywhere the vector notation is to be taken. Also we write here area of the triangle. Area of the triangle, that is OPQ, can be written here as half BH. Where half BH, we have also taken the same formula. R is there and delta R is there as a height. Therefore, we have written half BH. This is area of the parallelogram and this is area of the triangle. What we have written by looking at the this figure what I have drawn for the rotation of the particle. Now, we also have to understand what would be the geometrical meaning of angular momentum. By looking at this diagram, by using the right hand rule, that is when R is rotated, when the particle is rotated between this plane, so the resultant is obtained, the area is obtained along this z-axis. Therefore, we write delta A vector, that is the smallest area swept by the particle when it is rotated between xy plane. Therefore, we write when it is along the z-axis, that is going to be half r multiplied by delta r, which is the shaded portion of the triangle. And this you are substituting half, already delta r we have written here, multiplied by v delta t. After substituting this, also we can write here V is equal to, in terms of momentum, because momentum P is equal to M into V, therefore V is equal to P by M. Substitute this in this equation for delta A. I am writing the next step here, 1 by 2 R vector multiplied by P by M, where P stands for linear momentum, and I have rearranged this expression. Once again, you can bring this delta T on the other side. So we can write here delta A vector upon delta T, that is going to be half R vector multiplied by, that is cross, we say here R cross P. which is what written, and m we can take it here as 1 by 2m. Now r cross p is nothing but, we know, that is the perpendicular distance multiplied by p for linear momentum will definitely give you the angular momentum L. And still we write here delta A upon delta T is equal to 1 upon 2m times of angular momentum. We can say in this order. We can let this be equation number 3, which will tell you what is delta A by delta T. It is nothing but dA by dt, where A is the area swept by the rotation of the particle along the xy plane. So the resultant is obtained along the z axis is called here as areal velocity, because it is rate of change of area. Rate of change of displacement is velocity. We all know that. Here it is rate of change of area, and hence you call it as areal velocity, otherwise areal vector. We can once again rearrange this for angular momentum, because we are talking about the geometrical meaning of angular momentum. Therefore, we write this one as a 2 times of mass multiplied by delta A by delta T. That is 2 times of mass, and the areal velocity will also give you the meaning of angular momentum. This is a geometrical meaning of angular momentum. We are talking about it. It is the area swept out by the position vector per unit time, and that is called here as areal velocity. And we can also say that it is half of its angular momentum per unit mass. 1 by 2L upon m, that is L by m. You can say angular momentum per unit mass, that is half of angular momentum per unit mass is nothing but areal velocity. Or we can also say the angular momentum can be written here. It is a 2 times of the mass and that of the areal velocity. So here we have discussed about the geometrical meaning of angular momentum, and this formula is very important, which may be given for 3 marks in your examination. It's going to be such an important question. Hello students. By using the geometrical meaning of angular momentum, we can also explain the second law of planetary motion as given by Johannes Kepler. So here we all understand that planets revolve around the sun in an elliptical orbit, taking sun at one of its foci. When we look at this expression, delta A vector upon delta T, this is the areal velocity, that is equal to 1 upon 2m multiplied by the angular momentum. So we can also understand this with the relation between the torque, external force, is equal to dl upon dt, which we have already discussed, the relation between angular momentum and the external rotating force, that is given by tau, is equal to dl by dt. When we consider that when the external torque is equal to 0, then dl by dt is also equal to 0. So we understand that there is no rate of change of angular momentum. That shows here L is going to be a constant. That is, the angular momentum is going to be constant. When angular momentum is constant, we can also understand that L is equal to, when we rearrange this expression, we say that 2m multiplied by delta A by delta T, which is a geometrical meaning of angular momentum, then that is also a constant. When we compare this expression, when torque tau is equal to 0, L is a constant, there is no rate of change of angular momentum, and hence expression, its geometrical meaning also is going to be constant. In this expression, the mass is not going to change, it's a constant. Only the variable quantity is nothing but the areal velocity, the rate of change of area with respect to the time. Therefore, that is going to be a constant. When this is constant, we can say there is no change in this area covered by this. The area remains constant. The rate of change is going to be 0. And hence, there is equal area swept or constant area swept by the planet, around the sun. Therefore, we can also explain this aerial velocity is constant. That is, Kepler's second law here states that the line joining the planet to the sun sweeps out equal area in equal intervals of time. Therefore, there is the rate of change of aerial velocity is going to be constant here. So, this explains Kepler's second law by means of or in terms of rotational mechanics by using angular momentum concept. Hope you understood this.